What's going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and we're finally back with another post-commentary duel video. This is after my friend just returned from Nats down in Pittsburgh. We wanted to meet up for some more testing because a little testing never hurts, and we're really making it an effort. Not only us two, but a couple other friends of ours that play at our local shop and in just our local area to get a whole lot better, and maybe sometime soon assemble a team of some sort with another card shop maybe as a sponsor. But it's a little thing we're working on, and hopefully it'll end up working out in the future, because that actually would be pretty cool to have something like that set up, and obviously I'd be able to share that experience with all of you. So that'd be a very, very interesting thing, and I hope it ends up working out in the future, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we live, there isn't too many competitive players. There's only like a select small few, at least in the area that I'm in. So it'd be cool to kind of have everybody brought together and, you know, make a common goal to get out there and make a name for ourselves and stuff like that. But as you can see here, we do have Extra Deck Monarchs, or Ixie's Monarchs, Synchro Monarchs, whatever you want to call them, versus Kozmo, just plain old Kozmo. You'll see here that my red layer and Erebus first turn play was a pretty decent play. Now, the one reason that play may have looked a little weird, I should have just kept the red layer in my hand. However, I forgot about the claws, because this is my first time playing in like 2 weeks. I forgot, and we had to play a few matches beforehand just to get, you know, reacclimated with the game. But I had forgotten about the claws where, you know, Adia and Eidos allow you not to go into the extra deck, so I had Instant Fusion, I think, in my hand that I was ready to use to go into a rank 5 play on top of the Erebus, but I completely forgot about that, so I had to just go with that weird play, leaving the red layer there. And then he goes Dart Destroyer, popping itself off that Farm Girl to get the tin can, or the Straw Man out, to get another Dart Destroyer on board to crash. We go for Dark Lady, and resolving a tin can while that Prime Monarch saves me. Do have Instant Fusion in hand. I do have the option to use Adia to summon out, or no, it's Eidos that summons out Adia out of grave. And I do only play a 2-1 split for those. I play 2 Adia and 1 Eidos, because usually if you see the first one, you go grab the Eidos, and then the other one's usually a Foolish Burial target to help add back a Banished Spell Trap. Very, very good ratio, and I do like playing that. So we see Tenacity the Monarchs revealing that Aether. Gonna go grab a Prime Monarch. Hopefully I can get that in grave sometime soon, and I think I might actually end up setting that because no primes in grave at the moment. So I think I end up setting that, the prime in hand, just to kind of recycle stuff. You'll see the Aether come down here. Thanks to Stormforth getting rid of the Dark Lady. I have to get rid of Dark Lady. I wanted to get rid of Tin Can in fear of him being able just to tag out. But I have to just go and attack into it and hope he doesn't bring out anything too serious. It is just a Wicked Witch. So I was hoping he wouldn't bring out any pilots, or not any pilots, any big ships, because then I would be losing a sheer amount of advantage right there. Summon out that other Aether. Aether will turn to the hand, and then during his, I think, main phase, entering main phase 1, I'm going to use Prime Monarch to shuffle 2 Monarch spells or trap into the deck, and then draw a card off that, so I can get a little advantage during his turn, so I can get that use off on his turn, then proceed to use it again on his turn, netting those 2 extra draws, drawing for turn, and 1 off Prime Monarch. See, on his side, still has that Wicked Witch there. He did pay 2,000 twice, just so it would stay on the field as sort of an anchor, just so he doesn't get OTK. Now, one thing I want to bring up is that, you know, Monarchs have Prime Monarch, you know, being their go-to OTK stopping card. I would say for Kozmo, it's a little bit the same. You know, they do have Wicked Witch to kind of act as an anchor like that. Of course, it does cost life points, but they also have the ability to float, which sort of gives them almost the same kind of, I want to say, like stopping power to, you know, prevent OTKs with the floating, constant tagging out, being able to bring out a 3,000 tag moral attack and just disrupt their whole battle phase. It's pretty good in lines of being able to stop, you know, OTK shenanigans, FTKs, stuff like that. Of course, if they don't open well, I mean, there's always that. Opening up a whole hand of big ships, he said that was one of the biggest issues that when he went to Nats. He was playing, I think he played in 3 different LCQs. made it all the way to the final round, and then lost to Klee Demise. Feel bad for him. Definitely deserved to get the invite for that. But, I mean, of all things you could lose to, going all the way to the final round in the third LCQ that he played on that day, and then getting 2-0'd by Clifford Demise. And I think previously, maybe a week or two prior to that, he played against Clifford Demise and got the 2-0 on him. So, it's just weird how things work like that sometimes. You beat him one time, then you go to play him somewhere else, and then you just get your ass kicked. But, you know, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. And, well, see here, he's got a pretty massive field. Dart Destroyer, Sword Trooper, Wicked Witch, and Dark Lady. Prime Monarch being my saving grace at the moment. So I'm pretty thankful for that. You see Slip Rider come out. It's popping the Kozmo Town. Grabbing another Dart Destroyer. Off that Kozmo Town. I believe he's going to pass it over to me in just a moment. This is a pretty long match, I think. When we were recording this, I think it was, you know, not sped up, about an hour long. So you see why I wanted to speed that up. And I will be posting full-length matches soon. If it's just two of us playing each other, I might have a little background music just so it's not completely dead silent. I won't put it on super high. I'll just kind of leave it at a lower volume and let it just kind of play in the background. Just so, you know, it's not just, you know, awkward silence in between each plays. So yeah, we'll see if I can get around to that sometime soon. I see Stormforth getting rid of the Dark Lady, obviously being one of the bigger threats on the field at the moment. Thanks to Stormforth getting rid of my Prime Monarch. I think now debating on what to summon out with my Aether. I go for Karaz. Karaz I figured would be the best play at the moment, because I'm thinking right now, if I summon anything else out, if I go for Aether, if I go for Eidos, or not Aether, Eidos, if I go for Erebus and try to OTK, like put more damage on board, it's a waste of time. Strictly because I know he had the Dart Destroyer. I figured why not just gain some advantage off of Karaz and draw some cards, put a Prime Engrave, and just try to make a defensive play. And I figured I'd trigger the Dart Destroyer to come out and get that Sword Trooper off the field, because he'd be able to derive plenty of stuff from his graveyard next turn with that. You see he has a Dark Lady, a Dart Destroyer in the grave. Definitely some really good Monster Reborn targets you could just grab for free. Well, not really for free, I would say for 1,000 life points, which is basically free when you're playing Kozmo, since you do pay so many life points. So I summon out the Red Layer in defense, not worth the life point damage, I figured. He can beat over an attack position, he can beat over it in defense position, so I might as well leave it in defense. Now, one thing I kind of messed up on here is that usually during standby phase I summon that Prime, and I just do that just for preemptive reasons. I should have waited until the battle phase had begun, or when he entered, ended main phase 1, or when he at least went to battle. I would say it would be the proper way to do that, because then he would have been forced to attack with different monsters first, etc., etc. Maybe slowing down that OTK, maybe not taking so much damage. Now you see here he goes into number 38 to finish off this turn. That Slip Rider, that Strawman, and that Wicked Witch. And he did pick up some high rarity Kozmo stuff at Nationals. I believe that Slip Rider you see over there is a German gold rare, as well as that Strawman. So pretty interesting stuff. I've never seen a German Kozmo card before. Only ever seen one German card, and I think it was an Ulti Twister, and I think it was another one was a Necroz of Trishula. So now I activate E-Telly. I draw this return, and it's actually my saving grace that I drew this return. Now, one thing we wanted to take note here is like that he does know my build very, very well. Now he thinks he's forced to negate that E-Telly because he does think that I can grab a red layer off the blue layer that I could have summoned out. But what he didn't take the time to realize was that I had 2 red layers in my grave, and I only play 2 red layers because 2 red layer, 1 blue layer is the common, common thing for people to play in Monarchs. But he thought that if I could go for blue layer, I could get a red layer, which in turn would give me that red layer on field by tribute summoning the blue layer, that I would automatically have a rank 5, allowing me to go into Volcasaurus, and then allowing me to go into Gaia Charger for game. So you can see why he did negate that E-Telly. If he wouldn't have negated the E-Telly, I probably would have lost the game, because I would have gotten my blue layer, no effect. And then I can't really do anything else. I think I might have an Erebus engraved that I could have gone and got, but it really wouldn't have helped out too much. I think I would have definitely lost that game. And you'll see Magic Deflector negating all quick play spells and field spells for the rest of the turn, negating that E-Telly. I was just trying to special summon the blue layer out of my hand, just to not waste a normal summon, but figured I end up just normal summoning anyways. I think it's 13. It's gonna be 3,300 damage right there, setting 2 back row. He's gonna activate E-Telly now, but his E-Telly is obviously gonna be a little bit more effective than mine was. He's gonna go for Tin Can. Could have gone for Farm Girl. Farm Girl, yes, definitely would have netted him some advantage, being able to attack over the blue layer, obviously pay 500, search, Dart Destroyer, tag out, go for that, popping the red layer, swinging for 3,000, but wanted to play it a little safer, so goes for the Tin Can play. He'll get a Dark Lady to his hand where he will tag out, obviously not wanting to lose that Tin Can to the E-Telly, summoning out that Dark Lady. And you'll see Stormforth activated on my turn, and then he's going to activate Call of the Haunted. Actually, I think we had a little questioning here on some chain links. I think this is how he wanted to do it, yeah. So he wanted to activate that first. And then Stormforth being activated, distributing away his monster, and obviously one of my own, Kozmo, getting away to banish. That Erebus effect still resolves though, so I do spin back the Kozmo Town to his deck. Now he did mention afterwards that I said, you know, you could have spun the Dart Destroyer away, that way he wouldn't have gotten a free summon, but if I leave the Kozmo Town there, it just gives him stupid advantage. I mean, I'd rather have him one, you know, Strawman, you know, that can eventually get him that Dart Destroyer, but I'd rather him not be able to grab back that Tin Can for 100 life points. I'm sure most of you understand where I'm coming from. Right now, I think I'm activating a Pantheism from Grave, revealing Stormforth, Prime Monarch, and Domain. And I think some of those were bluffs that I pulled out, because eventually it really wouldn't matter. If, you know, if he would have gave me the Prime, he would have just set up this play, which would have been to go send a Dia and grab back Pantheism. But I did side out, and this is one of the rough things that I probably should start doing, and I actually kind of forgot to this game. I usually side out both a Dia and the Eidos for 3 copies of Mithra, the Storm Vassal, strictly so I don't have to worry about Valor. But I don't think he ended up siding in Valor, and I don't think I knew that at the time, because he never saw Valor. I never see him play it any of these games. But it's just like a preemptive side, something that I feel like I should start doing going into game 2, because I feel like if anybody's playing against Monarchs, they're going to side in Valor, just because it's like a really, really good card against the deck. And you'll see he blind allures and tries to grab something, you know, better to do it than not, because, you know, if he does get a Dark Monster, he can at least get a free draw off that. And that's going to be the game right there. I normal summon the Mithra for game, because I think he had 2,300 life points, so I needed an extra 300 damage, Mithra having 800 attack. Do the math, that's 2,800, and we get game right there. 2-0 against Kozmo. And I understand that Domain Monarchs took Nationals, and Burning Abyss Phantom Knights took second, which really surprises me, because as we all know, what won Nationals last year? Burning Abyss. And how crazy would it have been if they would have won again this year? I definitely think the deck is going to get neutered. Maybe not. You know, Teller Knights won got second at Nationals, or no, they won Worlds. That's my bad. They won Worlds, and they only hit Rhoda to 1, which obviously wasn't a huge hit. And you know, Teller Knights are getting more support and all this stuff. So honestly, who knows what'll happen with the ban list? You know, based on what they did last year. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. It'd be greatly appreciated. I got 2 more feature matches, or 2 more matches recorded anyways. I'm going to be adding those over the next few, you know, hour or so. We'll see how that goes. Maybe do some Pokemon Go later, because I've been addicted to that shit. Leave a like if you're addicted to that as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, Wanna Kill signing out, and we'll see you in the next one.